He's Bill Ryder, and he's Ryder than you.
The program Ryder than you, sometimes.
He's a fan.
I love sports so much.
He's in your face.
I will destroy those obnoxiously arrogant, clueless, tone-deaf superstars who are marginal players, good players, who made careers, who think they're Hall of Famers.
He's nice.
I promise, we're nice here.
He's humble.
I think I'm pretty good if you're on the show about admitting if I got it wrong.
Live from Los Angeles, here's Bill Ryder.
All right, what up? Hello, welcome into BillRyder.substack.com. If you're listening over on Apple or Spotify, thank you for being there. Just so you know, there's an ad-free version at BillRyder.substack.com where you can subscribe to get that ad-free version for free. You can also get the paywalled shows, which I don't think we'll do today, over there. My own mother, I did a Substack on Tuesday. My own mother said to me the other day, wow, I was shocked you did a Substack. Felt like reproachment. We're here. We're doing them. We got them. We're like the Knicks. Nobody sees it coming. Maybe we're a little banged up time-wise, but do not count us out, even if we're down 14 points in the third quarter. I'm Jalen Brunson, and Stu is Carl Anthony Kovacs. Hello, Stewie.
All right. Hello, Bill.
Doing?
How are you? How are
Amazing.
you?
Great.
Yeah.
You had a great idea that you voiced to me. I had a great idea that I just kept in my interior monologue. Maybe we'll do a big ol' World Cup preview next week.
Yeah, my hands are really, over the last week, especially since the Champions League final, are really starting to get sunk into these international games and teams, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a month and a half of enjoyment for sure.
People aren't coming here to talk LA sports, but just very quickly, I'm obviously doing a new job. I'm doing a radio show over on 97.1 The Fan in LA, and the guys, Doug and I, and our producer, we have designed it to be very local. We don't do a lot of finals talk. Like, we'll do a little bit here and there. Yeah. We are very local. I have gotten a daily World Cup preview onto the show. Every day we preview a different group.
I saw your tweets. I've been seeing your tweets. Every day it says like World Cup preview. I'm like, oh.
Every day. So I'm, but in part because LA is going to be a big host city.
Games. Yeah.
In a part because I like to. Quick thing, just a preview of the preview. I think Kylian Mbappe is LeBron James' talent with James Harden's ability when it matters. If who won something really early and never won again, like if you're Russell Wilson's career early on.
All three of those into one.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
He's the worst. Some guys are losers. Some guys are winners. Most guys are you and me trying to, push-pull in the right direction. A winner is Jalen Brunson. You all know this. The Knicks yesterday won that game 105-95 after being down 13 or 14 points in the third quarter. Brunson left for a hot second. We were talking about this, and I was talking to a buddy who's a basketball fan, and he said the Knicks have no chance, right? And I, Stu, just like on the Substack, on the old BillRyder.substack.com. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Stu. I told Tom on Tuesday that I thought the Spurs would win, that I selected the Spurs. I still think the Spurs are probably going to win the series. But I said I thought it was more like a 50-50 proposition. And if I had to take the coin flip, I'd take San Antonio. It was 51-49. And I thought for gamblers out there who bet on edges long-term, just want to find value, I thought the Knicks were a really good bet for the reasons we saw last night. I think Wembanyama is going to be incredible. I mean, he is incredible. He may be an NBA champion in a week or two, but getting to the finals in your first playoff run, being this kind of a young team, relying on not just Wemby, but Dylan Harper, that is a process where eventually you're supposed to hit a wall. They didn't do it in the Western Conference, and that's fine. They might hit that wall against Jalen Brunson because Jalen Brunson doesn't have to foul hunt the way that Shea does to get his opportunities to impact games. Brunson is just, and you were just saying this off the air, he's not overly athletic. This is the other conversation I've had with people. He's not an amazing athlete by the standards of the NBA. He just body control, basketball IQ, the ability to find his space, to hit shots when he has a moment. The guy is so reliable in pressure moments. It's easy to not. I think he's a top 15 player in the NBA. I think he's a top 3 to 5 player in the playoffs. He's like a reverse Harden when Harden was an MVP level guy.
It's a fair point. The guy does seem to turn it up in the playoffs and in the big spot. And yeah, it's just amazing to watch him, right? Like he just, hits clutch shots, hits those little floaters inside where you're like, okay, this little guy driving into the paint, this isn't going to work. He's going to have to pass it. Nope, he's going to shoot it, and it's going in most of the time because he is just that good. And yeah, he got hobbled in the early part of the game yesterday. He didn't look that great. Had a bunch. I think he was like 5 of 15 at one point.
Rough start. Yeah.
And then the fourth quarter, he was just unbelievable. It felt like he could not miss. Just such a good play, especially from the mid range, hitting those like elbow jumpers, like just
13 fourth quarter points.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to unpack here. Wembanyama in his first NBA Finals game, with suddenly going from being the hunted to the hunter, from the underdog who could be the greatest of all time to, oh, you're the favorite, you better win this thing, was a measly 6 of 21, which ironically is the exact shooting percentage, field goals made and versus attempts of his team in the fourth quarter. He did not play exceptionally well. I will point out, Jalen Brunson had 13 fourth quarter points, right? What a hero. Wembanyama did have 11 fourth quarter points.
Yeah.
And so even though they collapsed in that third quarter, there were green shoots from Wemby. And I think either team can win. I don't even have an overall take other than both these. This is fun because both these teams deserve to be champions. But the Pacers last year, we'll never know because Halliburton got hurt. Didn't feel like a championship level team to a lot of people. Both of these teams are exceptional. Both of these teams have stars. I know Brunson can do it. I'm really curious if Wemby's, fairly effective, at least in willingness in the fourth quarter, like to try to be the guy to take over the mantle of, oh my God, we're down. I don't know, man. Like, I would not be shocked if we see Wembanyama have a monster game 2.
No, that wouldn't shock me either. I was kind of what I was expecting in game 1, and especially coming off of the long layoff for the Knicks, I thought, okay, they're going to be rusty. The Spurs off of that high over the weekend on Saturday night, beating the Thunder. I thought that was going to help the Spurs. Kind of played out differently than I thought it would. I also thought this would be Spurs in 5. So
did you?
I did. So that's not looking too
7.
Good. That's not looking too good. I think your prediction is looking a lot more likely. But yeah, with the Wembanyama thing, it's fair because he did have that big putback in the fourth, late in the fourth, and he had some free throws down the stretch where he got fouled, and he was really their only source of offense, late in the fourth, which is crazy to say. And I know we're not crushing the guy, but we're kind of being a little critical of him in his first NBA Finals game. And I think that's fair. And I think another thing I was shocked by was Karl Anthony Towns. And I thought Cat did a good job defensively on him. He forced him into some bad shots. He kind of, it's something that I expected more from Chet Holmgren in the Thunder series. And Chet kind of hit away, especially on the offensive side. And I don't know. Cat played him really well. We'll see if he could do it for 7 games or how many games.
Cat was good.
Winds up going. I've never. Karl Anthony Towns playing great in an NBA Finals game. Who ever thought that would be a word coming out of our mouths, right? Like, come on.
I will have to eat some crow on that one. Wembanyama in the fourth quarter had 11 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost. Yeah. And he was 3 of 13 entering that fourth quarter. Again, did not have a good game. Did not play the level that's expected. 6 of 21, very James Harden-esque in terms of sort of his execution. Maybe I'm just trying to give him love and respect that he didn't earn last night. But it's your first NBA Finals. You're expected to win. You're at home. You're up 14. You're not playing well. You're the defensive player of the year. At least do that. The other team starts to come back. Now it's the fourth quarter. Now it's a game. And it felt like you just sort of had it in control. You're 3 of 13. And you go out there and you put up 11 points and you have that putback and you're rebounding the ball and you're playing a little bit better. I like the response, right? James Harden would have called in sick for the fourth quarter and gone to the urgent care. So I just
yeah, he would have.
Oh, you like that? That's kind of mean. I like the urgent care a lot. Here's what we're gonna do before we get to a few other things. Would you like? You can redo your prediction right now, and you get $1 million. That's not true. You get $10,000. Not for me. It's just made up. Yeah. It's not a binding contract.
A theoretical $10,000.
Yeah. But you have to get exactly right. Who are you taking?
Still taking the Spurs.
Okay.
I think I'll go Spurs in 7 if in this case.
I will too. Since I already took Spurs in 7, I get $1 million if it comes true.
Okay,
just changing the rules, buddy. changing the rules. The other thing that I don't really know what to make of this is, and I asked this of Tom, I'll ask you. I did not enjoy the NBA this past regular season, and I've been very forthcoming on the show that having had a unpleasant experience at my previous job where I was an NBA guy and not enjoying, working with John Gonzalez. I mean, I don't care anymore. And just that was a very unpleasant experience because he was unpleasant to be around. He was. I don't care, man. And the people that were in charge being unpleasant, it really soured me on the NBA. And so I was like, what? I
you don't care. I just love it. It's great. It reminds me of Bell. It reminds me of Shaq when he cursed on he cursed it. Chip Gray's like, you're on live TV. I don't give a bleep.
I'm not the person who refused to work with him if I wasn't there. That was somebody. I mean, I just wasn't a me thing. Maybe we all had him wrong. Maybe he's a saint and we're a bunch of devils. I don't know. Point is oil and water. But I thought it was me. Shots taken. Now that I can move on. I thought it was me. And then obviously this narrative emerged about the NBA and people just not being into it. I found my way back to really loving it when I got this other job, interestingly, because I just like the job. But these finals are something else. Is it just my unique last year sort of relationship with the league, or is there a wider pattern that the season seemed like garbage and the playoffs, the finals in particular, are as interesting as I can remember since Steph and LeBron?
I think it could be both, but I do think there is something to the effect of the NBA season is too long, combined with there are too many teams in the playoffs. Playoffs are too long. Was I really into the first round of this playoffs? No. Was I really into Spurs Blazers? No. Once we got to the Spurs Thunder and we got to the the Knicks get into the conference finals. Okay, now it's on. So I think once you get to the semifinals, it's like, all right, this is when the fun really starts, and that's when I really dove back into it. I think I've watched every game since the conference finals started. Some of it for work, but also some of it on nights when I've been off and because I just want to. It's been great, I think.
The ratings have certainly reflected the level of excellence. The other thing that I think is really interesting about these teams, and we can move on to some other stuff, is the Spurs built by tearing down, by rebuilding kind of in a Thunder way. They made a great trade for De'Aaron Fox, but largely through drafting, and they got lucky. I was in the room when the Spurs won the draft lottery in Chicago that led to them drafting Wembanyama. Just they got lucky, but they did it. They did it the way that you hope to do it. I mean, they won the freaking lottery. The Knicks did it differently. They signed. It's not like they drafted a bunch of these guys. They recognized the value of Jalen Brunson that other people, certainly me included, there's a clip to prove it, did not, and paid what we thought was overpaid him, and pried him away from a team that had Luka Doncic. They traded for Karl Anthony Towns when a lot of us thought meh, maybe that'll work, maybe it won't. They overpaid for, we thought, Mikal Bridges at 4 first-round picks. Yes. They went all in on this. The Spurs did the kind of through the draft and then supplemental trades, and the Knicks went in on we are just gonna go out there and we're gonna spend big money and we're gonna give away our entire future. Because the Spurs traded for Fox, but they have 1 million picks. They didn't give away all their picks. The Knicks don't have a pick until 4032.
Yeah,
just kidding. When the AI sends time travel back or whatever's going on. It's a really interesting just juxtaposition of two different ways to build a team.
Yeah, to your point, I feel like the Zion Williamson lottery for the Knicks was kind of their Wemby lottery chance. Zion obviously has not turned out to be Wemby or what we thought Zion would be, but when the Knicks lost out on that lottery, they got RJ Barrett. They kept Barrett for a few years, and they used him as trade bait. They wound up trading for OG Anunoby. It's one of those things where who knows if they got Zion and Zion stayed healthy, maybe it's a different path. But yeah, you're right. It's totally different than the Spurs. They've gone kind of the short end of the straw in some of these lotteries. They've also drafted, I feel terribly since my childhood. Pretty much every top 10 pick they've had, passing up on Steph Curry and all that. We know all the bad names they've drafted over the years, but the Spurs are just totally different in that regards. They got lucky with Wemby, and they've drafted really well too. They've drafted, Castle, Vassell, even Harper this past year. He's been unbelievable as a rookie in the playoffs.
Yep.
And then De'Aaron Fox, you mentioned the one trade, and I would say Fox, again,
he's bad.
The one thing I'll say is he has not been the same since his injury. So I think he is hurt. And again, maybe the Thunder would have been here if they didn't have the Jalen Johnson injury and some of the injuries they had. But I do think Fox is not the same De'Aaron Fox. But hey, it's the NBA Finals. I don't think anyone really cares about that at this point.
Last bit of credit to somebody, because Jalen Brunson was awesome in the fourth quarter. He was still 12 of 31. Mikal Bridges scored 9 points yesterday. Josh Hart was 1 of 5 in the game for 3 points. I mean, it was not an offensive showing. They held the Spurs, who are a top 4 offense, by the way, to 95 points.
95 points, yeah.
Mike Brown inherited a Knicks team under Tom Thibodeau that was bad defensively. And people, I don't think, get that, even though Tibbs is supposed to be a defensive guy. And he turned them into the 7th best defensive rated team in the regular season this last year. And I have this theory that it's not tactical, that basically guys were over Tibbs, and Mike Brown, soccer is a man manager. And these guys are willing to play for him because people love Mike Brown. So also credit Mike Brown, because defense and Jalen Brunson, defense won this game last night. Like, it's not like the Knicks went out and scored 140 points, right? This felt like a late 90s, early 2000 NBA Finals game.
Yep.
And it was still riveting.
It was kind of a bit of a throwback, and there were a lot of offensive rebounds. The rebounding game played a major part, and with the defense and Mike Brown, I feel like Tibbs would also play 7 or 8 guys. Yeah, Tibbs played 10 guys last night. Granted, Jordan Clarkson only got 6 minutes. Alvarado got 11. So maybe that gets a little shortened up in game number 2, but he has shown throughout the season he is not afraid to play more guys and maybe play some of the bigger guys less minutes to kind of decrease the wear and tear, especially for guys like Towns and Bridges and Brunson. But I was skeptical of Mike Brown to hire when they did it.
I was too.
I don't know if this is gonna work going from Tibbs to Mike Brown, but it is clicked. So
I thought it was gonna be Mike Frown. Boo. I've been doing a lot on this show. We've been having a pun off. I won't even talk about it. It's fine.
Does your co-host like the puns?
Well, day 1, he did all these puns, and I was like, what the hell? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm amazing at puns. I'm like, okay.
Pun off.
And then day 2, I'm like, should we keep score? So we have our producer will either cheer or boo, but hit. And I've won every.
Wow.
I'm like, we're in a competition. But then I beat him so bad 28-6 2 days ago. The boss like, why don't we just bring it down a little? I'm like, okay, do you want me to stop? He goes, no, it's hilarious. Let's just bring it down a little. So I told Doug on the air, even though it's not quite true, that the boss felt bad for him, and that basically I was like the scene in Fight Club where the guy won't put his hands up. I'm like, you're the guy. I'm the Fight Club guy.
Terrible.
Yeah,
just
I'm
terrible.
a great person. I'm a great. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what's happened. It's like, who's this guy I'm working with? All right, we're gonna do fake break. You're better at this. We did a fake break with Tom the other day, and he's like, Mom, the lasagna. You won't get that because you don't watch shows. Okay, we will be right back.
You're listening to Writer Than You.
Stu, when the Rick Barnes sound was playing, said, I hope you mess up this last line so bad. I swear, that's the last thing I heard.
He's such a bad guy.
It's Writer Than You with Bill Writer.
All right, I'm really not trying to make this an LA podcast for a variety of reasons. I just for public service announcement for people that are watching the finals, Shohei Ohtani yesterday went 6 scoreless innings. I think he had a 2-hitter. Maybe a 1-hitter. I should probably know that. I'll know that by 2 o'clock, bosses out here. Dude, Shohei is now hitting 301. 2-hitter. He's a bum. New segment. What do you want to talk about? He is hitting 301. He has the highest on-base percentage in the National League, and he has a .74 earned run average. Fangraphs WAR. I'm deep in the numbers now these days, bro. Which I guess is a universally accepted and very well-respected wins against replacement. Everybody does their own. He's on pace for a 15.11, which would shatter basically the record that's currently held by one Babe Ruth. This guy is having, I mean, like, I have 2 TVs. I have a giant television. I gotta start being nicer to CBS Sports because I really liked working there for like 6 years. They didn't leave me a giant TV. I had this huge custom-made TV that they had my background for my TV show. I have a game on that, and then I have a little game on the other one. Last night, we were watching Wembanyama and Shohei Ohtani at the same time. It's amazing the level of greatness that exists right now in sports. And I know that no one is saying this because he got hurt, but Mahomes has the potential to be on that level.
Sure.
Maybe not in a freakish way, but just in terms of greatness. It's just a fun time to be a sports fan. So you should lock into the Dodgers, is what I'm saying, Stu, even though everybody hates them.
Yeah, you should. And the thing about Ohtani, it's crazy, is you see the ERA and what he's doing on the mound. It's Cy Young worthy. I don't think that's unfair to say. I think if he stays healthy and pitches this way, he should be the NL Cy Young winner.
I do too.
And you mentioned the on-base percentage, and it's funny. You mentioned it, and I was like, I feel like Ohtani, because of what we expect from Ohtani with the home runs and RBIs and stolen bases, especially going back to 2 years ago, they aren't as high as we expect, but that's one of those things where it just shows you that, okay, he isn't having the typical 50-50 year.
Right.
He still has the on-base percentage, and those home runs are going to come, and the pitching is there. Yeah. No one can do what he does. It's just it's just not even fair.
It's not normal.
If you had half of what he is, either the pitcher or the hitter, you have one of the best players in baseball. The fact that you have both of these at the same time, and he's doing both the same time this year, it's just nothing we've ever seen. That's why, like, when it's the unicorn conversation with Wemby and Mahomes, if you want to put in Lamine Yamal in the soccer world.
Oh, Lamine, good shout, Stu.
You want to put in Connor McDavid from hockey. Ohtani's on a different level because he does 2 things. That's like asking like Lamal to be as great as a scorer he is, and then now you're going to be the goalie and you're going to save 5 penalty kicks. It's like
Shohei Ohtani is Patrick Mahomes at his peak, and Myles Garrett at his peak in the same game.
Yeah. Hey, Mahomes, go out there and sack the quarterback. It's like, no, he's not going to do that. Ohtani's going to do that.
There's obviously just a ton of noise here. Are you guys talking nationally about Myles Garrett? I assume you are, or will.
Oh, right. Yes, the last 2 days. Yes.
My take, it's that the Rams are the Dodgers of the NFL. Like, it's obnoxious. What is your just general temperature on? Oh, by the way, we have some listeners who are Seahawks fans who are just like, I think I said that the Rams were the best team in the NFC last year.
Sure.
I meant as favorites over the course of the year, the betting favorites. I know, but Seattle, disrespect not intended. What is your level of confidence in the Chiefs? Because I know they're in the AFC, not the NFC, and the AFC is a lot harder than the NFC, other than the fact that the best team in football is now clearly in the NFC and in the Rams. I feel like with Mahomes' uncertainty, what level he's going to be at, we hope he'll be back for week 1. That's his expectation. Right. It just feels like they're incredibly under the radar. And I don't trust the Chargers, even though Mike McDaniel's the coordinator now. I don't believe in Denver. Now they lost their quarterback in their playoff run. So to be determined, fair enough. And big year for Tom Brady as steward of the front office, but big year in the sense of, can they win 5 to 8? I think 8 or 9 games.
They're not.
They're trending. Yeah, right. Kirk Cousins is going to start the year as the starter. So, are you on Chiefs are going to make the playoffs watch, or are you on they're just going to go get back to being the Chiefs and they're probably going to be in the AFC Championship game?
I mean, it's right there for them, right? And you look at the whole AFC picture. I mean, I still don't know what to expect from the Bengals and Joe Burrow. He said it's the most talented team they've had. We'll see if that comes true. I'll see it when I believe it, especially from the defensive side after losing Trey Hendrickson. The Ravens have a new coach. The Bills have a new coach. Now, maybe that helps them, but those are still kind of unproven things. And again, teams like the Patriots and Broncos probably gonna take step backs. Like, I don't.
AJ Brown is interesting.
AJ Brown is right. That is a weapon.
But Mike Vrabel's broken heart is kind of
the schedule.
That's the wrong one. That was a Daniel Rossini joke, and I was just
broken heart. Yeah.
That was me.
In their schedule, the Patriots had like one of the easiest schedules in the league last year. Now they have one of the hardest. So we'll see if they can contend with that. No, I think the Chiefs are one of the best teams in the AFC. I think they will definitely make the playoffs if Mahomes is healthy for 15 to 16 games. Sometime in September, if he's back, I think they're gonna win that division. And if they don't win the division, it's going to be because the Chargers had an amazing year, or the Broncos had another amazing year, and then the Chiefs are one of those wild card teams. I don't think the Chiefs are winning 6 games again. Unless Mahomes is hurt into November, that's a different conversation, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
Derek Fisher said something that made me think of you because you're a big Lakers fan based on all the time you spend in LA. But you are a big Lakers fan.
I am.
And he was talking on 97 The Fan, LA. But it struck me. He was talking about how when the Lakers lost that finals to the Celtics in 2008, and they were pissed off and they were heartbroken and they felt like they gave it away. Never heard this before. He said that was the year that was the heartache. I think he called it the seed in the soil of the next 2 championships. And that pain and that loss and coming that close. I think, I could be wrong, if Mahomes is healthy, because there have been times Mahomes has played with his food. And he's gotten away with it, and he's gotten away with it, and he's gotten away with it. And last year he didn't, and obviously the injury. And I used to hate, the Mighty Casey Strikes Out. Have you seen the cartoon? You know the fable, right? The Mighty Casey Strikes Out.
Don't know if I do know that.
You don't know about the Mighty Casey Strikes Out?
The Mighty Casey. Let's look it up.
No, it's okay. It's a me thing. I've been using that reference for years, and I just assumed everybody knew what it was. It's a cartoon. It's a fable where a baseball player always hits a homer, always is great.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Yeah. I see this.
Okay, hold on, I got something for you.
Yeah, I deserve that.
I
didn't know what it was called. I knew what you. I know the reference though. Yes.
I thought Mahomes was the Mighty Casey last year, and I thought he was flirting with that disaster over the last few years. Per Derek Fisher's thing, I just think it's very under the radar that if Mahomes is healthy, I think not experiencing success, not experiencing football when he's used to, being injured, I think there's a world where we see the most focused Patrick McComb. My God. Mahomes. I gotta get some sleep. Since his second year, his first year starting, Mick Holmes. What is it? What is he solving crimes with Watson? I mean, what am I doing here?
Sherlock
McCombs. Touchdown. Oh my God, what a mess! I'm such a mess. All right,
that is interesting though. Yeah, because you're right because you don't realize that. Yeah, the Chiefs really never had any adversity, and any adversity they really had was either they lost the Super Bowl, terrible season, or okay, the Chiefs really didn't put enough around Mahomes. He overcame it. They trade Tyreek Hill, they clear that cap room. They don't really replace him ever. He's kind of having to overcome that. Kelsey's getting older, but yeah, I feel like he's gotten some new reinforcements, through the draft and obviously signing Kenneth Walker. If he's healthy, I think they're going to be right there. I don't have any concerns for the Chiefs. I have more concerns for the other contenders in the AFC that I mentioned.
Same. Two of the great dynasties, or two of the great dominant forces of American sports this century are the Spurs and the Patriots, right? Culture, excellence, all-timers. Neither of those organizations have won back-to-back championships. And I would maintain that the sort of drip, like success and then disappointment was critical to the longevity of their excellence, of just retaining or sort of committing to their focus, the disease of more, as Pat Riley called it. I just, you don't want to lose. Everybody wants to win, but not having success, I think, is actually really important sometimes, just keeping things focused, which is why at some point I'm going to have massive success. It's got to be coming. It's got to be coming, Stu. Credit where it's due. I told you this off the air. I'm going to bring this up. I was driving around yesterday. And Westwood One, which is a national network you work for that replaced all of us and all my friends and cost us all of our jobs. But it's the business. I'm not mad about it. Retain Pat. I almost said Old Boyle. What is it? St. Patrick's Day in my mind? Pat Boyle. And I got nothing against Pat. I like Pat. I thought, Pat was fine. Pat sounded really good yesterday. He sounded really good on that network. So just, little
all right,
little
Pat.
shout out to Pat. He does a 5-hour radio show.
I know. 5 hours, 5 days a week. He has a co-host, but yeah, they kind of switch on and off, and it's a long time. I don't know what happens when one of them takes off either. I don't know. It might just be a solo 5-hour show.
That's like, those of you out there, it's like doing a 14-hour workday, even though it doesn't sound like it because you're talking sports. It is a lot. All right. we're definitely not putting this behind the paywall. I can't pronounce Patrick Mahomes' name. I almost did it again. All right, you know what? We're going to take a break. I'm going to try to get right. Everything's great. BillWriter.substack.com. Stu's going to keep it chill, and we will see you on the other side of this fake break.
You're listening to Writer Than You.
What is your favorite non-NFL city in America?
Oklahoma City seems like a cool city.
Have you been there?
I've not, no.
It's Writer Than You with Bill Leiter.
You've been traveling a lot since that clip. Have you been there yet?
I've still not been to Oklahoma City. No.
Are you ever going to go? Doesn't seem like
I
it.
don't know. I mean, maybe there'd be a world where I go to see a Thunder game. I just don't know why I would go. Like, what? I don't mean to disparage anyone who lives there.
You are
but,
disparaging
like,
them.
I know. What is there? What is there to do? Like, why would I?
You tell me. It's your favorite non-NFL city in America.
You're right. I shouldn't be the one telling you that. That's right.
What side will Bill take on the biggest issues in the world of sports? It's time for today's edition of Buy or Sell on Writer Than You.
All right, hit me, Stu.
Sell.
Just kidding.
I
I'm
was like,
kidding.
oh, what are we doing here?
All right. Buy or sell
Okay.
that you would rather, over the next 5 years, if you had to win as many championships as possible, that you would rather have Shohei Ohtani than Victor Wembanyama.
So I'd rather have sell. I'll sell that.
Sell.
The reason I sell is because I feel like baseball is more random. You might not get a championship at all next year because of the impending lockout. You might get a salary cap, which could even the field, even though I would still put the Dodgers head and shoulders above everyone else. I feel like in the NBA, if you're the best player like Wemby, I think is on track to be, if he isn't already, there's a chance he wins 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6, just because he is that best player. So I think I would take Wemby just because it's easier as a great player on the basketball team to win and have your own dynasty.
To frame this next question just in a way that people listening don't get too caught up in the moment, I know you won't, Stu. A few years ago, the Milwaukee Bucks were playing the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals.
Yep.
And the Milwaukee Bucks went down 2-0. And Giannis Antetokounmpo now has a ring. And Chris Paul, who played for that Suns team, doesn't and never will in his entire life. He'll never have one.
Yeah.
Ever. It's a long ways to go in this series, is my point.
Fair. It's fair.
Buy or sell, however you sort of would rank this, Victor Wembanyama will finish his career as a top 5 player of all time. I
will buy that. And
Buy.
That's saying a lot because assuming you have Michael, LeBron, and Kareem as your top 3, I think it's going to be tough to overcome any of those. You're saying Wemby is going to wind up having a better career than Tim Duncan, Kobe, Shaq, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird,
Steph,
pretty much all those guys except for maybe one, whoever you put forth. So that's saying a lot. I mean, top 10 is probably more realistic, but I'll drink the Kool-Aid. I think Wemby is that good. I think if he stays healthy, and that's a major if he stays healthy, I think he can easily be a top 5 player. Yes.
I will double down on this and tell you that I'm with you. The golden trio, in any order people want, largely, is Michael, LeBron, Kareem. And I actually think, and I would go that order, I think, but there's a reasonable argument to put Kareem 1. Like if someone makes a reasonable argument who's not on LeBron's payroll to put Kareem 1, I'm here for it. That's how the high regard, like for me, top 3 players, as you noted in the NBA, is a standard by which if you're third, you could be 1. I think it's very thin. I think Wemby can get there. I don't know if he will. If he wins this NBA, if he wins this one, the odds increase by 5-fold because to be this young is just, if he stays healthy, he could win 7 or 8 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He could win 5, 6, 7 MVPs. And titles are hard, but if he wins 3 or 4, here's another question.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Dan Marino. I was thinking about greatness. I was thinking about Matt Stafford if he had never gotten a ring. Buy or sell, Luka Doncic will ever win an MVP.
I would have to think. See, the one thing I'll say about the MVP is I feel like they're not going to give it to Wemby every year. They're going to get bored of giving it to him. So I think that will open the door for some guys. Like SGA, I don't think it's. I think SGA might have won his last MVP. That doesn't mean he's going to fall off a cliff and be a bad player. I just think that's the way these voters kind of vote.
Jokic is still out there.
Jokic is still out there. He's won a few. I think Luka will get one MVP.
Okay.
So I will say I'll buy. He'll get one MVP.
Buy or sell if Luka Doncic never wins an MVP. He will be a great or a championship. He will be more of an all-time talent disappointment in conversion rates to those things than Dan Marino.
Yeah, and again, especially especially in the NBA when you can dictate so much as the best player on the floor. Again, Dan Marino, I feel like he didn't have amazing playoff success other than early in his career when they got really far. But in football, it depends what they build around you too. So the fact that Luka, if he doesn't end up with either of those things, especially the championship, like that is a major disappointment, and that is going to be looked at as like.
I don't think he's going to win a champ. I think the Spurs and the Thunder are going to block him forever. And by the way, Anthony Edwards has made two conference finals and hasn't broken through.
Still have
Nikola Jokic is still out there. I mean, his team's bad, but all right. Buy or sell. If you were at an NBA Finals game, you would rush.
I'd be rich if I was in an NBA Finals game.
Well, you're about to get richer.
Okay.
Potentially. You had a free ticket.
Okay.
Buy or sell, you would rush the court to get a selfie with Wembanyama for $50,000.
I would not do that. The sell, I'm not doing that.
For
no.
$50,000.
No, I'm good. I'm not. I don't feel like getting arrested. I don't feel like getting tackled by the.
You would get arrested.
Security guy.
Do you think you get charged? Do you think you spend like 4 days in the
I think you spend a night. I feel like you spend a night in jail though. I think.
No, $50,000. Okay, buy or sell $100,000.
I don't want to. I don't want to do this. I don't want to get arrested. I know you're going to keep bumping up.
I am. Buy or sell $500,000.
I mean, 500,000. Sure. That's yes.
Anybody watching, hit me up. I'll do it for less. I need a ticket. I need a damn ticket
for the radio show. Just have a giant banner.
Oh, I'd be fired from the radio show. I would be fired right away.
Buy
or sell that I would work for that much money with John Gonzalez. Buy or sell that I want you to be honest. Do you think I should stop criticizing John Gonzalez?
No, sell. You keep doing it. I think it's funny. I love it.
He wasn't kind to people or to me. Like I can deal with personality conflicts, you know?
I know.
It was hard working with you with all your lady friends where you're like always going out.
I know.
Partying.
Sorry for that, yeah.
It was hard working with Detail since he wouldn't answer the phone or produce for the first 8 months.
He still doesn't answer the phone.
But it was nice. What?
Oh, it's good.
I got a soccer one for you. This is the money one. You get $1 million. You're probably not going to win anything, but you're getting $1 million if one of these clusters wins the World Cup.
Okay.
Hell, and you get $250,000. You get $500,000 if one of them makes the final. Okay. Buy or sell. You would take the Netherlands in the World Cup that starts next week in the United States, Mexico, and Canada over the combination of the United States of America on home soil, Mexico on home soil, Canada on home soil, and I'll throw in Uruguay.
Okay.
Buy or sell, you take the Netherlands over USA, Canada, Mexico, Netherlands, or Uruguay.
I'll buy it. I don't love the Netherlands in terms of their team makeup and what they are and their ability to score. I just think these host countries are very overrated. I think Canada's not very good. I think the United States is not very good. Sorry.
I agree.
Mexico's...
I think Uruguay is interesting, but Bielsa's a little... He can't win.
Yeah, Uruguay's interesting. I don't know. I'm just not feeling them. And I think Mexico has the best chance of those four teams to
really
make a run. Yeah. I think they're better than U.S. and Canada. Uruguay, Mexico, I feel like is a bit of a toss-up. The Netherlands, they have the defensive profile. They made a deep run at the Euros, the last Euros.
They have great midfield.
Great midfield. I worry a little about the attack and where they're getting the goals from.
They don't have goals.
They don't have goals. They're relying on
Did
Cody
Memphis
Gakpo
Depay
and Memphis Depay. Yeah,
He made the team again, right?
he did. He made the team again. So
I mean,
it's
come on.
I know. It's one of those things where I don't know where they're getting goals from unless Cody Gakpo turns into a different player.
Cody Attackpo.
Yeah, that's what he has to be. So yeah, sell that one. sell that attack.
Buy or sell in the same sort of situation, you would take Spain over France.
So ironically, these teams might play each other before the finals, which is a little disappointing because I feel like these are the two best teams. So Spain, my one concern with Spain is maybe the lack of a pure number 9.
You don't think Ferran Torres is Holland?
Yeah, that's.
I don't want to do it too much. I don't want to overdo it for next week, but just buy or sell Spain and France over France. It's a buy for me. That's my heart.
Yeah, I'll probably sell. I just think France is overall slightly better, but these are. I think, spoiler alert, these are the two best teams.
Okay. That's all I have. Do you have any you want to ask? I wrote another one down for you, but I can't read it.
Oh, can't read it. Oh, it's a little.
It looks like scrabble. It says Buon Lamb.
Buon Lamb. Buhan. Boban. Lamb. Who's Lamb?
It almost says buy or sell AM. Buy or sell the mornings.
Sell. I'm more of a night person. I rather work till 3 or 4 a.m. than get up at 5 in the morning. Yeah.
I know you would. You're weird. Like I respect it.
I know. It's just how my clock is, I guess. I don't know.
I've not adjusted to the new schedule yet because I keep getting up early because I've spent I'm not a morning person, but I've spent the last.
Yeah, you're used to it.
7, 8, 9 years getting up at 4:30 in the morning. But dude, when I get used to it, I'm gonna be able to sleep in this shift occasionally.
It's pretty nice. It's not too bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. I got one for you. So Russell Wilson, he announced he's retiring. He is joining the CBS pregame crew. Buy or sell that you think Russell Wilson will do a good job. Yeah, I'm with you.
Sell.
It's not one that excites me. It's a big sell for you.
Sell.
He's so cheesy, dude.
I know.
He's such a cheese ball. He's such a he's so corny. Look, here's my thing about him. He came off as, and I don't dislike him despite something mean I said yesterday. They announced retirement on the air night, and I said good, which is mean. I'm sorry, kind of. No, I'm not lying, but I'm not sorry. I should be sorry. I don't like inauthenticity, but I don't think it matters in athletes as much. I think there's a layer of shine and sort of the pageantry of the National Football League and the cloak of success. He won a Super Bowl that shields a little bit our inner Holden Caulfields, these gosh darn phonies from I think the full phoniness effect. When you're a broadcaster, you don't have any of that. Even if you're broadcasting NFL games, I am worried he's going to come off as incredibly phony, and there's going to be no there.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like what? When Mahomes throws a touchdown, they're going to be like, "Wow." He's going to be like, "Wow, that's football."
Yeah, it's rough.
Okay, man. Thanks. I know it's football. I literally turned it on because it's football. Can you give me some? I'm highly skeptical. This was a conversation that a national radio show did for like an hour yesterday, but they made it about Eli Manning. But whatever, it's fine. New Yorkers, stop talking about New York all the time on your national radio shows, even the good ones. That was me. I'm not gonna say who it was. It was supposed to be one of your employer. So buy or sell. Russ is a Hall of Famer.
I think sell. I know he has a Super Bowl, but I don't think Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer. I just don't see it. It doesn't. No, it's not for me.
Do you want my buy or sell? You want my hot take?
Yes, buy that.
Buy.
There's some bias here, but I think that if Matt Stafford wins one more ring, he is a better all-time quarterback on the rankings list than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, but I agree. I know Rodgers
buy
that. I know Rodgers has the MVP edge in terms of a ton of MVPs, but look at what that led to in the postseason and winning Super Bowls, and it's
Yeah.
not a lot. It's not there.
Stafford's going to pass him on passing yards. I know what this is. I deciphered my handwriting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of an unfair trivia question. As part of this, like my co-hosts included, people are obsessed with measurables and arm strength and the look and feel. It's not a Hollywood actor. Like did you succeed? The counter argument to this, I think there's a very John Elway track for Stafford's career because I think they could win 2. If they win 2 the next 3 or 4, if he plays that long, it's very Elway because Elway was like disappointing, was on Marino track and won his last 2, right? And I'm old enough to remember as a kid just talking to people, the conversation being what a bum this guy is in the playoffs. And now Elway's an all-time great. Okay. The counter argument people will make is that Aaron Rodgers has the highest quarterback rating in the history of the National Football League, and he has 4 MVPs. Now, I would counter the 4 MVPs with, 1 in 4 in conference in conference championships, not conference finals.
Yep.
It's football, Bill. Russell Wilson could tell you that. It's football. Buy or sell. I'm gonna do this. I want you to take 2 guesses, current quarterbacks. One of them, you get 2 guesses.
Okay.
You get to guess 2 quarterbacks. One quarterback is currently tied with Aaron Rodgers for the all-time quarterback rating lead in the history of football. You can guess who they are. They're current starting quarterbacks. For guess number 1.
Okay. Guess number 1, Josh Allen.
Sell.
Okay. Wrong. Stafford.
Sell.
Wow.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, Lamar.
Which to me just highlights the ineffectiveness of ranking using that stat.
Yeah, it's random. Yeah, it's not.
As a legacy increase. Buy or sell, you have any buy or sell questions for me?
Let's see. Aside from the Russ, I guess in terms of the big trade, buy. I have one for you. In terms of the big trade the Rams made in getting Myles Garrett, buy or sell, you would take the Rams over the field in the NFC. So that is just to get to the Super Bowl. You would take the Rams over the field, and they pretty much loaded NFC.
But you're not assuring me Stafford's health. Like, I have to take the risk that Stafford.
Let's assume he's healthy.
I will 100% take him over the field.
Love it.
I don't know how in the weeds people are nationally. There's a real sense here that Aaron Donald could retire.
I've seen that. I've seen that talk on Twitter and in places. And yeah, that would be some storyline if he comes back after 2 years sitting out and comes back.
Because they added McDuffie, and I hope that's his name, and I'm not just turning him into an Irish guy too. They added Trent McDuffie.
Is now Trent McDuffie. No, it is McDuffie.
Top of the morning to you. That was a terrible Irish accent. He's a top 5 corner?
Yeah.
In football, they have the best defensive player, maybe player in football, in Myles Garrett. They have the best cornerback. Puka's Puka might be the best receiver, but he's got some drama. Yeah, yeah. Where would you rank McVay as a coach in the National Football League?
Top 2 or 3 for sure. I think he's right there with Andy Reid. I think it's him and Reid, honestly.
Where would you rank Diana Rossini as an insider? No.
That'd be pretty low on the list, I would say. Yeah.
That was unnecessary. Well, I mean, it felt necessary, but okay. I just cut the music off on myself because I'm disappointed. By the way, it's kind of mean. I have a standard. Like, I just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Come on. You're not a Knicks fan. Are you able to enjoy this at all, or are you rooting against them?
No, I'm not rooting against them. I think I don't have anything. I've never had a hatred of the Knicks. I just chose not to be a fan of the Knicks. So this is fine. I just want a nice 6 or 7 games, a deep finals run for, just go 6 or 7 games, and that excites me.
Let's do the Substack. Lives on, baby.
Yeah.
We did it. Next week, I will start making everybody's name French. Patrick Mahomes. No? It's okay. I'm going to get rid of you. You didn't laugh. You didn't laugh enough, which was good because it wasn't fun. Everybody, thanks for listening. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.